All right, welcome back everyone. So this is a fairly new vehicle by comparison, but if you have an older vehicle with a key fob, more than likely you might have broken this piece right here where this metal ring attaches. So I'm going to show you a very easy fix. I'm simply using a scrap piece of aluminum, which is what I would recommend because it's kind of flexible. It does fatigue. I mean, every metal does fatigue, but the aluminum is really easy to work with. A rotary tool, a drill, and a pen. So here's my broken key fob from my older vehicle. And as you can see, it's missing the key ring. You're going to, well, this one evidently hasn't been separated in a long time. This car is a little over 20 years old. So separate them. Then you're going to look for, your key fob probably is not going to look the same as mine on the inside. But you're going to look for some place where you can securely mount something to make a new key ring. In my case, I had decided to use this area right in here where it's nice and flat, and it goes right up against this board. If I design it correctly, I would try a different way and screw one on here, but I'm afraid if I put screws somewhere in here, it might touch one of these sensitive points on this. So this looks like my only safe area as of right now. And then there's a little bit of metal something right there. So I don't know if that's good, bad, indifferent, or it's just a binding point. I have no idea. So I'm just simply going to lay out this piece of metal to where it's flush with that green PCB board, I believe is what they call it. Then I'm going to draw out a gasket, roughly. Well, that's going to be the flat spot. So I'm only concerned about right here. It's hard to do one-handed. So I'm just going to lay that off here. It's hard to do one-handed. It's going to be coming out roughly, and then it's going to go straight across. Well, I'm using a camera. That's just absolutely horrible thing to do. Wow. Drawing in a camera is terrible. I'm just going to let you know. And then I need a place to put my key ring. I need to drill a hole. So after a little bit of finessing with a rotary tool and a drill, I come up with something that looks kind of like that. Now the idea is this will slide in there, but I'm going to have to slice it with like a scalpel, razor blade, something, or it will slide through this rubber gasket that you see right here. This, when you kind of see the red, that's like a silicone gasket. I'm going to slide that in its place, this little piece right here. Then that'll be the place where I attach the keyring. There is a little tiny plastic lip right there. I think I'm going to remove just enough of that lip so that way this can sit somewhat flush on one, at least on this side of my key fob right here. So I'm going to grind that. I'm going to take this gasket off. I'm going to grind this down flat, and then I'm going to drop this in place and slice a hole in this gasket and just kind of push this piece through. Alright, so I went ahead and sliced this. Let me try and grab this. If you want to, you can clean up your Sharpie marks, but I'm just going to push this through. I went ahead and put a slice in there somewhere. There it is. Put that in there like so. I have no idea if this is going to work. We'll see. We'll drop that back inside there. Going to deform the gasket a little bit. I might have to do a little bit of trimming here. A little bit of trimming. I think that is so close. That is so close. Let's just see if it'll work. It might be just the tension. I think that's going to work. We'll just go ahead and snap it back together. I should probably apply a little bit of super glue to it. And there you go. Well, I think probably not the best. A little bit of modification. You could see I had a hell of a time prying this thing open because this thing probably has not been opened in at least 10 or more years to replace the battery. I got 3 of these fobs for this particular vehicle, but yeah, I've had to really work this motherfucker apart. But there you go. There is a new key fob. And then before I attach the key to here, I think I'm going to go ahead and apply some super glue. Maybe harder to see that on camera because my light is shining from up above, up there. I think I'm going to apply some super glue and then put some baking soda around here to really secure this. I'm not so sure it's 100%. Looks like there's a little bit of a gap. A little bit of a gap. I mean, it might be nothing. It might be just from me working this. You can see how the plastic's all destroyed. Right? Where I fucking tried to separate these two, but that should work. A little ingenuity and maybe get another 5 years or another day at least.